ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another Rant Station podcast featuring myself and the one, the only, the man that actually got me onto this whole YouTube grind, just Joel, bro. Everybody give him a round of applause, a round of applause. Thank you very much for being here, brother. Thank you very much for being here. How are you?
I'm good, fam. How are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. So, honestly, bro, today's topics you already know yourself is going to be talking about our different grinds and our opinions on why people should obviously stick to their grind. Because as of now, I don't know if you've seen this, but I've seen this lately where people aren't seeing the results that they wanted to as quick as they can in certain areas, whether that be in sports or in school or wherever. They're studying
Yeah.
so hard and then they're not getting the perfect result that they want, or they're training so hard and they're not getting the matches that they want to get and they're not winning them. So today, this podcast is going to be talking about our grinds, preferably your grinds, because obviously you're the guest here. Gotta talk about you, and we're going to talk about like how are we like so disciplined to our grind. So starting off with you, my brother, the first grind ever you started off with, I'm pretty sure it was the pictures, it was the photography, wasn't it? Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
All right. So
Like,
what made you start that?
so pretty much, I actually, I had a camera, but actually, I'll tell you the story before that. So pretty much, I have like a private story on Snapchat. Everybody has private stories, but on my private story, I fully go out of my way to entertain these people. Don't understand. I felt like I was giving people quality content.
Mm.
Like whenever I added people into my story, I'd make sure I tell them my day, how's my day going, uh, this literally every small detail, even though people would probably skip it. You know what I mean? But yeah, and people were actually engaging with my story and everything. So it got to the point where it's only up for like 24 hours. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's there for a bit and it's gone. So it's not really it's not really that valuable. Like you can see in your memories, but other people can't see it. That is from there. I wanted to start YouTube.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So from there, I asked my dad to get me a camera. He got me a camera for my birthday, and from there, I started figuring out the kinks. But that was in the peak of lockdown, let's say 2020.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was then that I still had no idea what kind of content I wanted to post. You know what I mean? So I was just there figuring out how to use the camera. I didn't start YouTube until August, and I got my camera in February.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big length of time between how long I had my camera and when I started YouTube. So in that space of time, I decided, you know what? Since I already have a camera, I might as well learn how to take some photos. From there, I can't lie, the first few photos I took were so bad. Those so bad. Even I can't look at them anymore.
Ah.
You know? But from there, I started taking photos more and more and more and more and more. And then that's what's good about YouTube and Pinterest and all that. You get so much ideas from them things. So I started getting ideas from them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not until so that was February. It was not until let's say June that I decided I wanted to take photos of people. So then once we went into summer, no school, no nothing, I had time to actually leave my house and go and take photos of people. I rang up Victor. Shout out to my boy Victor, because that guy he's always down for a photo.
Next
I
up,
practiced,
podcast.
yeah, I've practiced taking photos of Victor so many times. It's helped me a lot. And then from there, you make more connections. Oh, you took photos of him. Can you take photos of me? And then even today actually, I have my camera with me as well. Today me and Nene, we went into town to go take some photos, and they turned out so sick. If you're editing this afterwards, I'll send you the photos so you can show them.
I'll have to promote my boy.
Yeah, it turned out amazing, really. But yeah, it's been going well since then. But one thing I want to say is that it's not always easy. It's not always easy. You'll take some photos, people look at them, they'll look at you, and they'll call you shit. They'll call you all sorts of whatnot. But when you know what you're doing, when you know why you're doing what you're doing, it'll help you. You learn to block out what other people are saying. You learn to do your own thing, and it's very, very handy.
So then, what kind of like drove you to kind of start this like whole YouTube scene? Because I remember back in like I think it was 2019, you posted on your story saying that you're thinking about making a YouTube channel, and then 2020 you actually went in and then your channel blew up from like your first video. Because not gonna lie, bro, you should have started the YouTube channel back in like 2016. Because you're the way it's the way your like your character is, bro. Like you're enthusiastic, you're like caring and loving, and you're always down to do anything. So like, bro, for me, you should have started this YouTube shit earlier because I like you. You are the type of people I see that to start a YouTube channel, bro. So like, sorry about that, but yeah, what kind of like drove you to actually start a YouTube channel?
I guess word of mouth, like people be like, oh, uh, you get in school all the time. You be like, oh, you up there, you have an influencer personality, or you should definitely start a YouTube channel. Because I've heard a few times, I heard people say that my life is quite exciting, even though I don't see it, but I've heard people say that before, and just one of them things like you keep hearing it, you keep hearing it. You know what? Let me try it so that if it doesn't turn out well or if I don't like it, I'll know. Because if I don't try it, how am I supposed to know if I don't like it? You know what I mean? So I ended up trying it, and my first video, I guess it blew up to the extent it blew up to because I had so many people like wanting to support me. You know, I shared my video around, and then that person will share that video, and then the person who will share to would share the video. It ended up getting like 3,000 views, which is
Jeez.
phenomenal. And I think it's still my most viewed video till this day. Well, I'm grateful for that. And what made me want to start it is just, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I guess it's just word of mouth and people suggesting it to me, and it sticks in your ear. At some point you won't have peace until you actually do try it.
Mm. So, if a young person came up to you right now and they asked you what tips would they get, what tips would you give them in terms of like, staying with like, let's say if they want to do photography, for example, yeah. What was like the advice you give them right now?
The advice I'd give them right now is have fun.
Mm.
Literally have fun, and then have fun refining your skill. You know what I mean? The thing about photography and YouTube and gym and everything, the reason why I stick to all these things is because I am in love with making progress. I love making progress so much. Like it, nothing excites me more than for me to like track my progress and for me to see that I did better today than I did yesterday. You know? So if it's a thing where you take a photo and then you put your photo in the editor and you check it out, you're like, oh, this photo's too dark, what can I do to make it brighter? Or it's too exposed, what can I do to make it non-exposed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So have fun doing it, because if you're not having fun, you're just using your time on something that isn't really exciting you like that. So have fun with what you're doing, and then refine the skill. Like refine it to the point where people will call you just to take photos for them. It's happened to me on several occasions. There's one time like I took a photo for one of my friends. We didn't even stay long. We didn't stay long. We only stayed like 45 minutes. She handed me 60 € on the spot, and I was like, okay, damn. But we still move. So yeah, just refine your skill. Keep like working at your skill until the point where people start asking you for your service.
Mm. Okay, calm. And in the YouTube side of your things here, right? Did you feel like maybe you nervous posting up those your videos? So like, were you kind of like skeptical of like what kind of content? Because I know you give me so much advice on like what content should I really be focusing on for my own YouTube channel. So then I kind of want to know from your side of things, like how did you know that you wanted to go with this side of things? And were you ever nervous when you uploaded like any videos, whether it be about your fate or about like a daily tip or like even about your day?
Let me tell you something. Being in school and uploading videos at the same time is very nerve-wracking, because the people that watch your videos, you are going to see them in school the next day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was one video I posted about my faith because I love talking about my faith. I love talking about God, about Jesus, about, just promoting Christianity. I love that. I made a video on that one time and I went into school the next day. Yeah. And then this is one boy, he came up to me and me thinking that he was gonna like compliment me on my video, just gas me up a little bit. He was like, when are you gonna start making entertaining content? Nobody wants to hear a religious story. And that deep
Whoa.
cut deep, man. You know? I was like, I started questioning like myself, like why am I really doing this? And that's something that you really, really, really need to put a lot of thought into before you do start something like YouTube or Twitch or any other streaming platform. Ask yourself why you're doing it, because at the start it was very hard. It was pretty hard for me, But when you learn why you're doing it and learn to not care about what other people think, then it helps you so much in the long run.
That's disgusting, bro. Like, yo. I mean, to be fair though, yeah, there's one thing you told me. I remember, like, whatever you do, you're always gonna have haters, whether that be sports or YouTube or even taking pictures. You're always gonna have haters in something. So, like,
That,
what advice would you give to somebody in dealing with that kind of hate?
ooh. See, the thing is, yeah, you can't really change haters.
Mm,
Per se, like you can't really. Sometimes you can't really change their perception of you. That's why when you do YouTube, yeah, you do it because you do it for a certain aspect. Like let's say, I don't know, makeup. Like people do, what's it called? People who do videos on makeup, yeah, they're not expecting to attract the attention of people who watch NBA highlights. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They're expecting to attract the attention of people who love makeup. That's their target audience. You know what I mean? If somebody's hating on your video, they are not your target audience. They are irrelevant to you. All you have to do is just literally scroll past their comment, delete their comment if you want to, and then just go on with your day. Literally, there's always gonna be trolls. There's always gonna be haters. But at the end of the day, you know what you're doing. You know who you're making content for. My best bet is just to ignore them.
cause you see, in my area of like sport, actually, no, not to do with that, but what in your life, like in your YouTube and your photography, obviously you've experienced some failures with it, yeah. Like not everything's
Yeah.
gonna be perfect.
Hmm.
In that terms, how did you kind of stick with your grinds? Like, how did you kind of be like, you know what, I know I failed, but I'm still gonna go with it? Because some people would just be like, oh, this didn't go right for me, I'm gonna quit because it's obviously gonna go wrong again. Like, how did you eliminate that process of thinking?
Ooh, I guess it's a matter of experience, you know. Like when you fail a couple of times in life and you learn that you're not really going to get anywhere if you give up, you might as well just keep trying until you get it right. It'll help you in the aspect of YouTube. There was one time I recorded a video, yeah, and me thinking it was okay. It was when, mind you, this video is like 24 minutes long, but because I had to edit it, it was longer than that, like 40. So, what's it called? I put this video in the editor, and turns out the background noise was horrendous. You could barely hear what I was saying, and I was out of focus, so I was blurred up in the screen. I didn't focus my camera properly, and I was so angry because that video took me so long to film. you know
Yeah,
I just decided, you know what, let me not get angry and let me try again. I tried it again and it turned out better. Than that how I initially filmed it. And that's, I guess it's a mindset sort of thing. Like if you have in your mind your goal and what you want to achieve. No matter what facts come to you, no matter what comes your way, you still have the image in your head, the vision you want to achieve, and you're still going to strive towards it no matter what. So I guess that helped me.
So how would you like say to somebody to kind of start building up that discipline? Because obviously, like, let's say something as small as going to the gym. Some people obviously not being kind of like misogynistic or anything, but like some people obviously they want to be either built or they want to be thin or curvy. Some women want to be out here with the hourglass shape, right? But
Hmm.
they see like maybe they go to the gym for a week because I've witnessed this myself, and obviously I've been through it myself, and it's kind of a bad thing. But like you go to the gym for like a week, maybe you're going every day for a solid 2 hour session, you're sweating, your muscles are tired from lifting off the weights, and then you go home, you see absolutely no progress. And like obviously it's not meant to happen that quick, but like how would you tell somebody to kind of like build up that discipline to kind of process that thing where it's not going to happen overnight or over a week? It could take up to years, but you will get there eventually if you keep trying. How would you tell somebody to start building up that discipline?
In that aspect, like, see with the gym, you mentioned the gym. Yeah. I always ask people who are joining the gym, who are in the gym, why you in the gym? Like, why? What's the end goal for you in the gym? Why? Are you just coming for fun? Because you can have fun besides gym. You can go to Funderland, you can go to Disneyland, you can go to the casino, you can have fun somewhere else. Like, why? What is the reason? Why are you there?
Mm.
You know? Because people, like, what's the word? Their reasoning, their sense of reasoning, most times it's their motivation, but their sense of reasoning should actually be their discipline, if that makes sense. Because when motivation fails you, discipline is going to carry you, you know?
Hmm.
I was in the gym in City West, yeah. I left that gym and I went down to Fly Fit. In City West, yeah, I would only come to gym because my friends were going to the gym. If my friends weren't there, chances are I wouldn't come. Even though I knew I was making progress, I wouldn't come. But when I moved down to Fly Fit and then I was on my own, I started learning. I learned how to track my progress. I learned how to like I learned how to actually proper know the form for certain compound lifts like squats and bench presses and all that. Like I learned how to do it for myself.
Hmm.
Myself. So then when I came back to City West, like I'm in the gym right now in City West. I didn't need anybody to assist me. I didn't need anybody to come with me. I would come for myself by myself because I know what I was doing it for, regardless of if I felt motivated, regardless of if it was raining outside or anything. So if I wanted to advise someone, how do you stick to something like that? Realize that, say the gym per se, realize that it is beneficial for you, like physically, mentally, emotionally, it is beneficial for you. So do it for yourself, by yourself, and like don't depend on other people.
Okay. See, this is why I like talking with you, bro. Cause you know why? Yeah. Even though you said these things towards me before, and I'm still picking these up right now, bro. Like honestly, bro. If you honestly don't have a friend like Joel, you're lacking, bro. Cause this guy, I ain't trying to gaslight him. Cause obviously, he's
What
my
did I do?
he's my
That's
home. Nah, but you're my homie, bro. Like to be honest, here, right? I had this Lennox gaming channel for years, like years, 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 and then obviously, I just left the deck because I did this when I was in secondary school. But then when I see you upload your video, that was my kind of like, you know what? Let me actually put my time into properly editing a video and doing whatever. And
yeah,
then I remember you told me that like whatever you do, don't compare yourself to no other YouTuber, whether that be me or KSI, whatever. Because I seen that like my views were not banging as yours, and it kind of got me low key like oh, why am I not being like Joel? But then when I realized Joel is actually putting in more work than what I'm doing in right now, and I'm only uploading gaming. And remember, you called me and you told me that like gaming, everybody's doing gaming. I need to do something towards me. Like you
yeah,
literally reminded me like I'm a chef, I'm a taekwondo athlete, whatever. And like right now, I'm even banging out taekwondo videos. Like
exactly. Fam, that's what I was saying. Do you know how many black people? in our area. Not even how many black people in Dublin do taekwondo to the level you are doing it, to the point where you're able to play for your country? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How could you not market off that?
See, I like it's low key because for me, yeah, like whenever I go away, like I don't know, like I always tell people, yeah, I'm never there on no holiday. Like the holiday only comes if I'm injured or if I actually get a good result. But the main reason why I'm there is for fighting. Like I remember I literally recorded my trip to Albania. I recorded it all on my phone. But then I was so focused on like recording, and like I was even so focused on like, you know, put my camera well, get my coach to record some clips of me training or whatever, that it kind of took my mind away from the fight. And then I
Yeah,
ended up kind of losing. Like that fight, I know for a fact I actually should have won that fight
yeah,
because it was against somebody who fought like me, but I was more dominant than it. But I lost it because, you know, I didn't really pay much attention to what I was eating before my fight, because I have like a certain food list I always eat before I always fight. I always have it there. It's always like a can of Monster. I always eat a fruit when I wake up, and I always have like a bowl of like oats or cornflakes or something like that. If not that, it'll be eggs. And then I didn't follow that because I was so like, you know what? I'm recording a video, I'll record what I'm eating, whatever, and then that's it done. Go to the warm up area, I'll go fight, I'll win this match, and I'll come back, I'll see what happens. Next thing you know, I took the L. So then I was like, okay, let me not record Albania and I'll see what happens. Then when I won in Albania, my mind kind of went like, maybe I shouldn't record Albania. I should kind of talk about it and show the pictures. That's what I was thinking of doing.
see, that's good in a sense. But let's say the people that are really successful in, let's say, vlogs, for example, yeah, the people that are really successful in vlog, like Casey Neistat or Kaylee Nicholson, like all these different YouTube vloggers, yeah, they're they are as successful as they are because they don't tell people what they're doing. They show people what they're doing. You know,
Yeah.
like you don't tell people, oh, I'm going to a fight and thing. No, they get their friend to hold the camera and have them view them as they fight. You know, they don't tell their friend, oh, They don't tell YouTube, oh, I'm gonna catch a flight. No, they record their way to the airport, through the flight, on the flight towards the next destination. So because you sound like you want to do vlogging, correct? If you want to do vlogging, you're best off like showing people what you're doing instead of actually telling people what you're doing, because it's so easy. Like I could tell you, oh, I went to Paris, Germany, Switzerland, Guatemala, and Monaco in the space of 5 days. Would you believe me?
No.
But if I actually showed you the evidence of actually going to those countries in the space of 5 days, people would not only just believe me, but they'd be more entertained and more engaged, you know? Unless you're somebody like Logan Paul, who can absolutely
Nah.
life and everybody will listen for an hour.
Low key, not gonna lie, I got this podcast idea from Logan Paul because I seen it was good, and because I was like, you know what, I like talking to people. I want to keep this podcast thing going regardless if it bangs or not, because I want to know people's experiences and, like, let's say in different areas, whether that be the grinds, the schools, you know, where they're working, how they get to a place where they're working right now, you know, all that things. Like that is what interests me, because it motivates me to kind of be like, you know, I need to share my information with others, because obviously, you know, my life ain't gonna, I ain't a motor, like I ain't here forever, but I want to like kind of share my experience with everybody else, so then they kind of understand, okay, if Leroy did this, I can do this, you know, like even with this whole like taekwondo shenanigan, yeah, whenever I'm coaching, I like, there's some kids there that kind of feel like, you know, they can't be at the level where I'm at, and I'm saying this in here, I'm being brutally honest, yeah, no matter what it is, yeah, from 2020 in 2019, that's my best year so far as like a taekwondo athlete, because I won my first U1, and that's when I got onto the Irish team. After that, from June 2019 up until, when was it, November 2019, I was fighting rubbish. Like I was bad, like I was crap. Then 2019 December, I got a fighter who I realistically should have beaten. So remember the picture of me holding my 2 trophies? Yeah, that's that fight I should have won, but I won it in a way where I was kind of proud of myself. Then 2020, it was like worst year because obviously I only went to one G1 and the coronavirus hit, so every competition got cancelled, right? And then 2021, looking back at it now, like when I went to Estonia for the two competitions and I went to Netherlands for that competition, I fought crap. Like I was looking at myself, I was like, the way I'm fighting now versus the way back then, I was rubbish. Like I always tell the kids, like, I'm not, Jack Woolley, the Olympian taekwondo where he can do the splits or wherever. I'm Leroy. I can't do the splits. I'm only strong and I do what I can. I'm not as good as in taekwondo as other people are. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't a star kid where I got invited to go to my first G1. No, I won Irish competitions because you should, but then when I went to the international level, I did crap. So I always saw people use me as motivation. You will always start off bad no matter what you do. But at the end of the day, if you keep going at it, no matter what you say to yourself, if you keep coming home, you train, you do whatever you got to do, eventually you'll make it. Because I didn't start off good, I started off crap. And in my eyes, I'm not going to lie, I'm still crap. But for me saying that, I know that I'm always going to be motivated to go to the gym and kick the bag or come home and kick the wall and stretch and do whatever, because that's what motivates
Yeah,
me. Like, you've seen the way I kick the bag.
for sure.
Like, that's
Honestly,
what.
why are you beefing the boxing bag?
The boxing bag is talking too much, bro. I need to put it in its place, bro. Nah, it's the small things like that. Like, I feel like, along with like you saying, like, it's like with self-discipline as well. Like, discipline is literally the way of a healthy and good life. Because if you don't have a strong discipline, whether that be studying when you come back from school, or going to the gym on set days and doing set workouts on those days, or if you're not training at home and you're only depending on your coach, you're training all the time, you won't get as far as you want to be in life. That's what I think in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So like for people to kind of like say, oh, Leroy's only lucky to get where he's at because he's only hitchhiking off Jack, or I'm only traveling and I'm only going for holidays. Like my lecturer gave out to me because I missed out a day in college because I went to go to a competition. I said, look, I ain't going on no holiday. Let me remind you, I've been doing this thing for 14 years. So for me to travel and to fight, that's what I've always wanted. So I can't take the fault. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing
Yeah.
this for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's a struggle over life, bro.
It is. But what can you do? Just
Alright.
keep moving.
Next question, bro. So obviously this is your first year of college, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What surprised you in college? Compare college to secondary school. Like starting off with, what would you say it's kind of like better in your eyes? Like what's more better in like certain areas? So like the social aspect. Like would you say secondary school is better than college or vice versa?
Vice versa.
So college is better than secondary school
Mm-hmm.
for the social aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Elab-
Like there was no hesitation with that question. Vice versa.
For real?
For real. I'm telling you now because see the thing is in secondary school, yeah, what would happen in secondary school is that there are cliques, all the cool girls will stay in one corner, all the hard guys will stay in one corner, and then all the black people will stay in one corner. Like secondary school, in terms of social segregation, I'm telling you, is the biggest form of segregation. But in terms of college is so diverse. You can meet any kind of any person there, especially in big colleges like UCD. You can find a black Latina, a black Latina gay guy who is also quarter Asian. Like it's amazing. You can find any kind of any person in college, and there is no like sort of social kind of barrier. You know what I mean? Like it's not like, oh, you're not black, so you're not in our friend group. You know what I mean? I've seen friend groups in college where everybody is black and there's that one white person, or everybody is white and then there's that one black person, or it's just a healthy mix of both. And then you have some Asians, some Filipinos, some here, some here, some here. And they're all different kinds of people. Like they're not all emos, like they're not all gangsters. They're all like they all have their own personality, And that's what I love about college. Like there is no there is pretty much everybody judges each other to a certain degree. Everyone judges each other, but it's much more accepting in terms of friend groups.
Okay. So in the terms of social, you'd say college.
Yes.
All right. And let's say in the workload, like which one is more easier to kind of process?
College. See, and the thing is, yeah, it depends on your course. But generally speaking, college, because if you really deep it, yeah, in secondary school, we have to balance off 6 separate subjects. And in college, even though some people have like 5 to 6 modules, yeah, I'd only get tested in like 2 or 3 of them, you know? Like, boy, this is my second semester. Between last semester and this semester, I kid you not, I've only had about 4 to 5 assignments.
That's it.
4 to 5 assignments between last semester and this semester. Whereas if I was in homework, you have homework this weekend, you have homework that's on Friday, due on Monday, homework every week. If it's not from this subject, it's from this subject. If it's not for this subject, it's from this subject. You know, in college, they give you a lecture. It's up to you if you want to study afterwards or not. But the assignments on this day, or you might not even get an assignment for this thing, or it might just be a continuous assessment exam. So you might not get one for this semester, but you get one for the next semester. You know. So in terms of workload, it depends on the college and it depends on the course. But generally speaking, it is college.
Okay. Now, the big question, yeah, I don't know if you ever got this in primary school, but I will never forget this big debate, which is easier? Because obviously, yeah, in college, you can wear whatever you want, right? You can literally go in like shorts, sandals, whatever, yeah?
Okay.
But in secondary school, you have like a set uniform. Which one is easier, would you say? The set uniform or having to wear your own clothes? Like, would you say like it's kind of more of a confusing thing to wake up in the morning and you don't know what you're going to wear because it might be a bit too hot, it might be a bit too cold, or you're just trying to figure out what clothes you want to wear? Where in secondary school, all you got to do is you get up, you wear your uniform, you go. Like, which one would be easier?
My guy, you just answered my question for me.
No, sorry. Which one is more like in what towards you? Like, which one is more you? Which one do you like the most? Like wearing your own clothes or wearing a uniform?
What I like the most?
Yeah.
College. But what was easier was secondary school. You know?
So would you prefer the college or the easier?
Oh, college.
For real?
I prefer like literally because college has taught me to stay on my toes, you know, keep me on my toes. Because like with secondary school in terms of dressing, yeah, you could wear the same thing every single day. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it can be, you know, it can be against you sometimes. You know, I'll never forget this one time, yeah. I'll never forget, I don't want to name and shame, but I'll never forget this one guy because, you know, so have you ever like tried to, like, you finish changing into your uniform for school, you go to the bathroom to go brush your teeth, toothpaste falls on your jumper. Fam, the amount of people I've caught lacking with toothpaste in their jumper, I said, fam, you know, I've been there, I've done that, and it's hard. But with college keeps you on your toes. Like, if you want to wear something for, let's say, if you want to wear a tracksuit, cool, it's no problem wear a tracksuit. But for you to wear that tracksuit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, people will start to think that this boy does not have any other clothes. That's why you gotta stay on your toes in college. You can wear this. I'm not saying you have to wear 5 unique outfits each day, but
change it up.
Like expand your fashion knowledge. Expand. You know, before college, I would never wear turtlenecks ever. I would never actually wear turtlenecks, but since I started, I can't stop. Like they're really, really nice. I like turtlenecks.
It's so cute.
Yeah, I feel like college, it gives you an opportunity to expand your fashion knowledge, and that's a good thing.
All right, calm. Now, in terms of like the hours, so in obviously secondary school, let's do from like the leaving cert up, for example. For me, it was 8:50 registration till 4 o'clock home. Then on a Wednesday, it would be 8:50 registration till 1:30. We'd go home.
In terms of time,
What would you
college,
say? Yeah, college?
college is much better. Yeah, it's much better because, like, if I show you my timetable now, yeah, I have like one lecture on a Monday, two lectures on a Tuesday, and then maybe three on a Friday. But it's like one, two, three, you know, and then one one of those lectures will be like 1 hour, and another those lectures will be like what 2 hours. So there'll be times where like I'll start my lecture at 9 o'clock. I'll
Mm,
finish at 11 o'clock and I'm done for the rest of the day. Like I can just go home or go into town to grab something to eat, you know?
fair.
But at the same time, there's some people that find that as a bit of a setback because it takes longer for them to travel from their house to the college than the actual duration of the lecture.
Yeah.
So they they rather just take it online.
Does your course still do online classes
Yeah,
for those people then?
yeah,
All right, then. At least they're kind of like helping them in terms of that, because obviously, if you live outside the county, it would kind of be stupid for you to travel 2 hours for a 1 hour lecture.
yeah, facts.
Fair, fair, fair. For me, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I think for that question, it also depends on your course because for me, yeah, obviously studying culinary arts, like for Monday, it'd be 9 to 1, 9 to 1 of me in the kitchen, then again, hour break, then from 3 till 7, I'm cooking for people.
Long day.
And then Tuesday I get off. Wednesday is like the technical side of things. So like we're learning about the history of Irish cuisine and like we're learning about nutrition, why we need to be careful with foods and all that. That's the actual part I like about it because obviously being a chef, I'm sick and tired of going to restaurants. Like I've only ever seen this in like restaurants I've worked in, yeah. Like it's either wings, fish and chips, or chicken burgers or whatever that goes out. All this unhealthy natural stuff. Like obviously, yeah, if you go out to eat in a restaurant, yeah, you don't get fat. But I hate the fact that the chefs like they don't care. Like they just make it taste so nice that they don't really care if it's healthy or not. And that's kind of low key
Yeah,
sad because it's unhealthy and it can kill somebody to keep eating this, you know?
yeah,
So that's what I love about that part of my course. It's the nutrition part. I love it. It's a bit long, but I like it because I'm learning about it. I'm really invested in that part.
yeah.
Thursday it's 2 to 7 of cooking, and Friday it's 9 to 1 of cooking.
No,
Now,
no,
but
no.
to be fair though, yeah, on like a regular restaurant, like the restaurant you're working in Joel's, I know that chefs it's 12, if not 11 till 10 for like
Yeah.
a regular chef. And I don't know if you ever seen there's like a prep chef that I forgot her name, but she's in there from 7 a.m. to like 3 or 4 p.m. I don't know if you ever seen her. Like she's a little small chef.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
thank you.
she's actually a pretty nice lady, but I know that she's in there from 7 a.m. to 4 on
Mm-hmm.
like 5 days a week. I'm like, you know what, fair, but like she's prepping all the sauces, all the meats, like all the things that the chefs can't do in 2 hours. She's doing that for them, and I'm like, that's a lot of stuff. Because imagine you look. Have you ever seen like the big containers, like the big huge containers? Like she's doing all them sauces, and like she's doing,
Imagine fall inside, man.
huh?
What? Imagine a falling inside from.
Ah, chap, nah,
Mm-hmm.
can't, nah. But working in a restaurant has taught me at least one thing. One thing, you need to have a strong mindset in everything you do. And I know you being a waiter as well. You witnessed that. You witnessed the stupid people you get. Yeah.
You have to have such thick skin to work in a restaurant. You have no idea.
You know what? I've always been wondering this question. I want to ask you this question for a long time. Yeah. Since starting in Joel's, right? What is the worst customer you have ever deal with that you can remember? Like like the dumbest customer ever.
That's a good question. I don't know. See, it depends. Like there are some customers that have said some dumb things. There are some customers that said things that caught me off guard. You know what I mean? Like there was this one customer. Yeah, I handed them like a what, portion of wings. You know, barbecue wings,
Mm.
and I was like, I gave it to them, and I was like, oh, enjoy your food. And they looked at me and were like, yeah, you too. And I was like,
Uh, I feel like that's like a normal reaction because obviously, you know, you say, "Oh yeah, enjoy
yeah.
your day." You say, "You too," you know.
But yeah, there was another time when what's it called? I brought food down to some guy's table. Yeah, I put a steak on his table. He was like, "Oh, thank you, boss. Thank you." I put his chips on his table. He was like, "Yeah, man, nigga. Mind you, this guy is white."
Oh my fucking oh my
I,
gosh.
I paused. I said, I was too stunned to speak. I just looked at the guy. I was I couldn't formulate the words because he said it so casually. I couldn't formulate the words to speak, so I just grabbed the tray and then walked away. And I was like, wow, people really be out here using that word for no reason.
Oh my
But
gosh.
it's okay. Like, I mean, deeper. Like, if I started throwing hands every time somebody called
Oh
me a
yeah,
nigga,
yeah.
I'd have life in prison.
I mean, but we can't really do that here, to be honest, because it just does nothing. I don't know why people are too like, you know, oh, I'm gonna throw hands at you if you call me the N word. If somebody calls me the N word, they're the fool because they're saying it to me, thinking it's gonna insult me. It's not. It's just showing that
Yeah,
you're incapable of having respect for somebody of a different race.
exactly. I was just stunned. I was like, huh? Okay. Oh, damn. You
Ah,
know?
so
Okay, boy.
you never would like run into like a stupid customer that like did something very dumb.
Fam, fam. Not much you can do. Like I keep saying, we live, we learn, we move.
Yeah, well, check this out. Yeah, last order of the day. Yeah, customer ordered a steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that, oh, medium rare steak, calm. We did it. We sent it, right? Now, normally, if somebody has like an illness, they would have a weak immune system, right?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't order something that has blood.
Oh.
It comes back. The waiters tell us, and I don't care. I was ready to be like, what the hell? Why are you in this restaurant then? They said this. The customer you gave the food to has cancer. And the way my jaw dropped, I was like, wait, and they ordered a steak. And she says, yeah, but she said, well done. I just misheard it. I was like, wait, no. Even if it's well done, there can still be a bit of blood in it. Like, unless they want it burnt, then there will be no blood. But even if it's well done, sometimes, 9 times out of 10, the chef will not cook it 100% all the way through. Because it's a steak, obviously. Like, some parts will be burnt, sometimes will be okay. And then
Yeah.
she asked for a redo. I was like, we can't really do a redo because that steak is expensive. That cut of steak is expensive, so we can't do it. Then she was like, okay, we'll give them a free dessert. Then I said no, because they have cancer and obviously the desserts are frozen. They can't really have processed and frozen desserts. But the
Yeah.
customer was so like she adamant that she wanted it. But I was like, if you eat this and you die, it's on my hands. So like I was like, why are they like? If I'm sorry, like I don't think anybody should be eating that kind of food if you have like that weak of an immune system. Like it's really really dangerous.
Wait. You got the steak back.
Yep,
How much of it was eaten?
none,
None.
none of it.
Oh,
She cut it open and seen there was blood, and then she sent it back.
all right. I thought it was one of them things where like they ate like a portion of it and be like, "Oh, I have cancer."
Oh,
I've never.
bro, nah. You know what? The amount of people that ate a portion of my food and then wanted it. You know a prawn stir fry, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Tell me this: the customer ordered a prawn stir fry. I made the prawn stir fry, and they see me making the prawn stir fry, right? I put in the
Mm-hmm.
prawns. I gave it to the waiter to give to the customer, right? The guy eats all the prawns, right? He brings back and then he gives the waiter the plate. The waiter tells me, "Oh, the sauce is too dry." I was like, "Wait, They ate the prawns, but they didn't eat the rice because the sauce is too dry, even though there's some rice gone with it. I'm like, I can't make a new one because I'm losing money on my section then. That's not fair on me. And then the customer had the audacity to stand up and get in my face. I'm like, it's normal common sense. I can't just give you a free stir fry. You can take it up with the manager. And then the manager gave out to me. And then I was like, if you want to lose money, I'll do it happily. But evidently I can't do it because you're losing money. That's low.
I'm still baffled. How can sauce be dry?
Because they're saying that I put too little sauce and then obviously it didn't go well. But I'm like, I always put like 4 tablespoons, like big tablespoons of the sauce with the rice. That's more than enough because they're only getting 2, like, you know, the little ice cream balls, yeah?
Yeah.
They're only getting 2 cups of that of rice. So like, I don't know how, bro. They're just trying to look for free food, bro. Literally, that's kind of mainly the reasons why I kind of left that place was, 1, the convenience of me cycling to work, and 2, the stress that came along with it. Because me being the comedy chef, I always get the crap end of it. Because I remember when I first started off there, I thought it was all cool. Next thing you know, my boss yells at me.
You know what they say, man? The best kind of food is free food.
But at the expense of the chefs, bro. Being a chef, being a waiter and a chef is very stressful. I've seen it. Like I'm pretty sure you've had one of those busy nights where it's like, you know, you don't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Weekends. Have you ever had like a function there?
See, no, Leroy, I don't think you understand. I'm not a waiter. I'm a food runner. All I do is just bring the food to the table and go back to my section. I literally just take the food from the chefs, bring that to the table. If the food is too cold, too hot, too this, too that, it's not my problem.
So you're the lucky ones then. You're the ones that don't really have to deal with the stress of the customers.
Basically.
Oh, chap. Would you ever be a waiter then, huh?
Maybe. I don't know. Because obviously, waiters, they get paid more, they get tipped more. Like, I know some waiters that will come up with tips that I have to work like 5, maybe 3 to 4 shifts just to make that money. Waiters will come out with tips for just one day. It's mad. But is it worth the stress?
Is it?
Is it? Because I've been seeing some waiters break their back over customers or ordinary customers. No. So maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe.
Well, you have the potential of being a waiter. It's just like I can I can tell you this now, bro. It's like it's hard. Like, you know yourself, you've seen it as well. So you need to see if it suits you better than being a food runner. That's the way it has to be. I think that's what I like. Like, if you're gonna be promoted to something, will it be better than the position that you are now in terms of like everything? Because money should not and it cannot be the main motivation of everything.
Facts.
Because if you die for money, you're just gonna ruin your life.
If you die for paper, one for you.
Because the thing I like about you is like you did this whole YouTube thing and the photography. You started it off by not doing it for money. Like, you took pictures of Vic, took pictures of yourself, took pictures of your other friend. I forgot his name, but he has like long dreadlocks and he skateboards around town. Yeah. You took pictures with him and all that, and I'm like, you did this knowing that you didn't want to know where you're going to get paid.
See, the thing is, when you start off doing something, whatever it is, like let's say it's photography or cooking, or I don't know, if you are providing a service, like, because all those things, they fall into the category of a service. You have to be prepared to do a little bit of freelancing, you know, because that's what work experience is for. You gain experience, you know what you're doing, and then from there, you enter a job where you can actually get paid. Every person that has a photography business right now did freelancing. All of them, because they wanted to gain experience. They took people's photos for free. They edited them for free at the expense of their time. Now, when you do something like cooking, for example, if you cook for somebody, yeah, yes, it is at the expense of your time, but your time is compensated by the money you receive.
So you're saying is, yeah, sort of, you need to start doing a grind knowing that you're gonna start off by doing it for free, but eventually it lead to you getting paid.
Until you gain enough experience, like it's just like a video game. You know what I mean?
Mm,
There's you ever go play some video games and there's some doors you cannot enter until you reach level 10 and you're at level 1.
mm.
So you have to gain enough. You have to keep training. You have to, keep grinding until you gain enough XP to get to level 10. Once you get to level 10, you can now aim for the next level, which is, I don't know, level 20.
Calm. Damn. See, this is why I like talking to you, but you still, even now you told me all this stuff here, I'm still taking it in. I'm still like putting it in my head and remembering all this stuff. Because I'm sick of seeing people, especially the younger generation, like whenever they start off something, they really like, where's my money? Where's my money? What's this? What's that? You gotta know that you gotta start off something doing it for free. If you're not willing to do it for free, then don't do it at all. That's the way I think about it.
Yeah, I guess it's just like they expect to get paid like that just now. But the thing that you can change the rate you get better at.
Mm.
You know, like I don't know, like if me and you, let's say I have zero knowledge of photography, yeah, absolutely zero, and me and you wanted to start photography at the same time. If I only watched YouTube videos on photography once a week and you watched it 5 times a week and actually put that into practice, who's gonna get better quicker, me or you?
Me then. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can change the rate that you get better at, you know?
Mm. It's stuff like this that I wish that the younger generation kind of understood, because I feel like like nowadays, like I'm seeing it in myself as well. I'm becoming low key impatient with like certain things in life. Like I remember in one of my taekwondo matches, I was fighting, and then when I lost, I was kind of like, I should have won that match. I should have won that match. Should have won that match. But then I was like, it took me 2 weeks to kind of like bring myself down from that match and realize that like, I fought well, I did well, I have to move on.
Mm-hmm.
But like I've seen it as well from like me being a coach as well. I've seen it as well. Like whenever I remember seeing like one fighter, I can't say her name for obvious reasons, but like she's like a literal top tier athlete, Olympic athlete, yeah, top tier out there, right? Whenever she lost the match, it'll be over. Like she literally, like she hasn't been to Olympics yet, yeah. But I remember like whenever she lost the match, like it'll be over. Like she'd lose her head and like fucking everywhere goes. Like I met her. I went to a competition in where was it? It was one of my first competitions in Latvia. I met her. She was cool and all, and I obviously got to know her then on. But then whenever I looked at her online, it'll kind of be like I'm watching her fight. Whenever she loses a match, she loses her head. Whenever she wins a match, she's calm. But obviously, taekwondo being a tournament-based sport, you can always win the first match and then lose the second match. So, like, it's kind of hard seeing like people like losing their heads straight after they lose. Like obviously I've been through it myself, but like I have to teach people that like, and people need to learn as well. When you take an L, cry about it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You have to move on the next day, because if you keep looking back at it and keep saying I should have won, you're gonna keep thinking about that last match. You're not gonna progress, and you're not gonna move forward on for the next match. It's like the same thing with life. If you take it out of life, let's say like maybe you got invited to like a photo shoot, yeah, for like a private business, right? Like a proper, like, let's say, what kind of photography business we have? Like maybe JD or Lifestyle Sports asked you to take a few pictures for them, yeah. But the pictures were not as their standard, like they weren't at their standard, and they sacked you. Like, what? Like you would obviously like, what would be your thought process if that happened to you?
I guess it'd be like, kind of disappointed in myself for not living up to their expectations. But at the same time, I wouldn't quit because of one company that did not like my photos, you know?
Fair. So you still bounce back though.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're supposed to do in life. Bounce back.
All right, calm. See, from this podcast, bro, I've learned a lot. Two things I want to state before I end this off. One,
Mm-hmm.
apologies for the people for not seeing my luxurious Gucci face. I've literally spent minutes trying to fix this camera, and knowing my look, when I'll have to shut down my whole computer, and I need to do a bit of freaking recoding, and then I'll get it up. But just because I don't have enough time, because obviously you're on the time schedule, and I wanted to do this podcast with you, and for the rest of the week I'm booked out. So yeah, maybe the next podcast, knowing me, it'll happen, and it'll be I'll hate myself for it. But yeah, I was thinking about doing it on my phone, but unfortunately I don't have enough space because I have too much pictures. So that's the first thing. The second thing, apologies for clicking on this call, because I have to keep checking that this podcast is actually recording, because I recorded a video and it stopped, and I spent 10 minutes recording only for me to look for it and I couldn't find it. So from then on, I've just gotten stressed. Like, is it recording? Is it recording? Is it recording? So apologies for that. That's my bad. I take full account to it. I'll fix it for the next time we do this podcast. But anyways, Joel, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for being a part of this podcast and being a part of today's episode and sharing your experience and your knowledge with my fans, and obviously your fans if they click on this. Thank you so much. People, all I'm saying is this, bro. Make sure you heed of what we just said in this podcast. Ain't nothing. Don't take nothing for granted, and make sure that what you're doing is for yourself and nobody else. And if you take an L, just bounce back, because at the end of the day, if you're doing it for a purpose, and you're doing it for yourself. This has been your boy Lennox, and thank you very much for Joel. Please make sure to go and subscribe to this channel. This guy is almost at 1K, and I swear if you don't get to 1K by the end of the year, I'll slap this guy. He has potential and he will get to 1K. I know he will. But yeah, be sure to go check him out in the channel. Make sure to go check out his Instagram as well, whether that be his main Instagram or his photography Instagram, because this guy being the creme de la creme with the pictures, And if you need any pictures, bro, just contact Joel through his Instagram. This guy is out here, bro. He's in Dublin. He's based in Dublin. If you need pictures of him, go catch him up. Joel, thank you so much for being part of today's episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Guys, thank you so much for staying with us. This is me, your boy Lennox. I'm signing out. Joel, enjoy the rest of your day. Adios!
Love, peace. God bless. Take care.
God bless.
It's so cold.